exchange. Saint and the Lee dropping almost instantly. Soraka now running for her life and gets a little assist by that Alistar. Some great 2K ELO play here. Soraka getting a flash now to follow that Udyr. Udyr does not decide to follow. Alistar is following, however. And there we see the Udyr following, getting a flash over the wall into the tower with no HP. Soraka getting the killing blow. Not the best decision for that Udyr. And here we have our Roaming Gank squad grouping up yet again, laughing and having a great time, taking down that red buff extremely fast, having both of those smites go off. And Riven gets caught by the Gank Force, gets all CC abilities thrown off. Lee Sin and I decide to flash over, getting the slow. Saint gets his all off, Lee gets the killing blow. Saint deciding to follow and engage, but Lee Sin just decides to leave, while Soraka stays and unfortunately falls to the graves. And Ahri, Lee Sin, for the third or fourth time, deciding to just leave the fight instead of sticking to his teammate in that Roaming Gank Force. Vayne now getting focused here, and mid. Lee jumps in to protect. So much damage coming out of that Ahri, but the tower does keep them off as they both pull away with barely any HP. And here we see an example as Saint and I sticking to each other, showing that Lee Sin, those are the abilities we need to use in synergy to get ganks. Pillar and stun. Making sure our leader in this Roaming Gank Force understands the potential. Lee gets a nice engage onto the Udyr, but gets hit by his Ahri, almost instantly bursted down at half HP, but decides to back out. Saint and I continuing to fall through. Saint diving in, taking most of the damage, doing a really good job, but falls, and Lee decides to attack the minions instead. After just communicating what our potential was in base, Lee decides to not listen and instead follow through, but does get a nice kill onto that Ahri as Soraka and I finish off grades here in mid. Saint spawns to group back up with the Lee, and as do I.
An ally has been slain.
All of us having a great time playing some League of Legends, enjoying ourselves with a few laughs. Lee does find Riven half health in our jungle, but she does get away as we continue to clear out the jungle, getting stronger to make our next gank even more of a threat against the enemy team. Here we see another example of the strength of this Roaming Gank Force, killing the minion wave really fast to then leave and go assist the team elsewhere. Udyr jumps in and gets caught with the Ahri. Saint taking a lot of damage here. Lee getting the exhaust onto the Udyr. Saint following through. Saint, though, taking a lot of damage, does fall down as the Lee and I both get away. Soraka coming to support, getting a nice heal onto Lee. And players to get away just in time. I'm throwing a few wards down in case Lee wants to jump. Alistair does the same, but there's no Lee Sin on his team, so I don't understand why he would do that. Those wards are great objects to jump to in case Lee needs to, and they're all in the similar space in case he wants to jump a little bit further, a little bit more of an angle, or ahead. Here we have Vayne popping her ult, getting an engagement onto Graves. Saint popping a nice pillar far ahead in case they run away. Saint taking a lot of damage as Lee decides to run around, going for that Ahri. Gets his Q off. Saint does fall, but we have Vayne finish off the Graves ahead as Lee does get the killing blow on Ahri. And here we have Alistair running away, but look at that ward control. Oh man, something that is really good strategy. A lot of players need to try and pull off in a scenario like this is put down a wards in a trail. Look at that curvature blocking the Alistair from getting away. The tower, of course, has the clipping so he can't run through, and the wards being placed at the perfect angle to block him so that he gets cut off. And there you see the result of him dead. So great play there. Lee deciding to take our red buff even though he already had one. Saint grouping back up, and here I am getting back into the Roaming Gank squad. Riven kills Soraka in the lane, fortunately. And here we have a nice bait by me bringing over the Udyr to our Roaming Gank squad. We have Saint pop down a nice pillar. Riven pops her ult. Saint taking a lot of damage as always, and Lee again just deciding to leave. I fall down, and he does get out of the fight. Been getting some farm bottom, but does decide to B and come back and support the team. Blue side getting their first inhib of the game. Popping her ult, Lee getting a Q, but gets baited by Ahri jumping over the wall and killing Vayne almost instantly. However, Saint comes into the fight, getting a nice pillar on Ahri to block and save his teammate as Lee gets away nicely, but does not stay to support, and Saint falls as a result. I come in to help, but Ahri gets a nice flash and kills me. Lee surviving in base, but not supporting his team. Blue team now taking their first Nexus turret. Lee jumps in to get some damage to take their attention away as Soraka responds and gets a nice silence. Unfortunately, that tower does fall. Lee getting a nice Q. Alistair getting too close to the fountain. Pops his ult, gets a lot of damage off. Soraka gets a flash, gets away. Vayne pushes the Udyr into the wall, and Lee gets the killing blow as Saint gets the killing blow on Ahri, and Lee gets the finisher on Graves. Great teamwork there. Here we have another perfect example of the Roaming Gank Force clearing a wave extremely fast and then proceeding to the next wave. Vayne getting a kill on Riven top, one-on-one. Great job by her. Now, our leader, Lee Sin, decides to pursue further into our jungle to get more of these jungle creeps so that our team does have that extra gold and XP. Getting a ward into Baron there. And we do see that Udyr does start the Baron. We have two junglers now with smites. So, and both of them with wriggles. So a steal could happen. We have Ari jumping over the wall, getting a lot of bursts, blowing me up. Saint creeps around the corner as Lee Sin jumps back and forth, trying to wait for the opportunity now to get the gank. He lands a Q onto Baron. Sin gets close to see if Baron is low enough, but it is not, and he gets focused and burnt down. While Lee just decides to bail, even though both of his teammates were attempting to steal that Baron. Instead, using his smite on a minion. Udyr chasing Lee now into his base. Udyr getting a nice flash and missing his stun onto the base. Ari focusing down me, but I can flash away onto the tower. He gets a nice Q follow-up. Saint's getting pinned onto the wall. Grace finishes off Saint, and Vayne getting pushed around by Alistair. Riven throwing her ult, but missing Vayne. Vayne does finish off the Riven as I tried to catch the Graves. He gets away. The blue team takes the win.
Defeat.
So there we have a new sort of strategy. Not really that new, has been used a few times, the double jungler strat, but unfortunately the team synergy did not work, and the blue team proved to be the better of the two teams, taking down a lot of those team fights and winning the game overall. So hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.